Hello,
Hello.
hello. It's working?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Yes, this is good.
Okay, very good.
How are you?
Very good. Thank you. And you?
Are you Charles?
Yes, I am.
Charles Nari. Okay, well, nice meeting you. My name is Shakir Ashhabar. I am the director of the festival.
Yeah.
So I'll be conducting this small interview, and thank you for being with us today. And
Thank you.
we'll try to speak a little bit about your film and also maybe about your career, your experiences, so that people get to know you a little better. Where are you from? You're from France, aren't you?
Well, I'm from France. I come from Marseille in the south.
Okay.
And I went to Paris to do cinema studies and to make movies because it's easier to do this in Paris than in Marseille.
Okay, so you're based in Paris now.
Yes, I am.
And when did you go to school? Where and when? Sorry.
Well, I went to school. First, I was in the south in Nîmes, and then I went at Paris 8 at Saint-Denis. Well, I did a licence, and then I did a master in cinema, in filmmaking and writing.
Okay, and then from there you started making movies as an independent filmmaker?
Yeah. I just started just after I finished university. I did this film. It was between 2020 and 2021.
Okay, so this is a COVID production.
Yeah, just before COVID, we filmed just before COVID arrived in France and everything. And then because of COVID, we have to stop the post-production, and we did it after the lockdown.
Okay, yeah, and so this is your first short film?
Well, I did another one, a little one, but I didn't show it too much. So yeah, this is my first production, first film. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And so you choose for this film to talk about. It could be a drama, it could be a family drama, but it's also a comedy, you know, because mainly because of I suppose because of the character. The character, the protagonist is you chose to portray him in as a comedy character, and so he kind of brings with him the humor and comedy to the family, and to a certain extent also the sister's husband also could also be we can call him maybe a comedy character. But so what is the use of using comedy in a story, family drama, you know, and why did you choose to do that?
Well, I wanted to do the comedies I like. They speak of serious subjects, but with jokes, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do kind of a drama, but with jokes. I like when the characters have a sense of humor, have a sense of telling jokes all the time. They can laugh about themselves and about the situation, and that's what I wanted to make a film talking about, as you said, the family, the problem with family, the responsibilities, and but I didn't want to make it very dark and sad, and I wanted to be funny and people to laugh about the situation, because it's a humorous situation because he's locked in his house with his family. Like in Lucien, the character's mind, this was going to be a drama because he was going to face his family and they're going to talk about how he left and why he did that. But since he falls in the beginning, and then all comes afterwards. It's more of a comedy because of the situation, and it doesn't work the way it was supposed to be. So it's like starting as a drama and then going more to the comedy because of how things go. But yeah, I like the movies that talk about deep things, but like with a little fun too.
Yeah, it gives us little relief. I suppose consuming very heavy stuff, and then with comedy, it we can digest it better, and and in a funny way, in a fun way, I would say. Yeah. So you also why did you choose to talk about this particular drama, this particular situation between a daughter, between a sister and a brother, and the broken whatever was broken there? What took you to this story? What took you to this?
Well, I come from a family. I'm in the middle. I have an older brother and a younger sister. And since we've been adults, I've seen my mother push a lot to keep us together and keep doing stuff and going to trip, all the three of us, and calling ourselves. And I started to think, like, why do we have to do this? Because we are a family, but why do we have to keep each other in touch and speak to each other a lot? And this is the beginning of the idea. I said, what will be if someone run away from this and doesn't want to stay in touch with his sister and with his family because it's a difficult family, and he runs away? And what would happen if he comes back and wants to rebound with his family? So yeah, that was the beginning of the idea. I was thinking about I always like the link between a brother and a sister, because it's a complicated link, because when you have a brother, you can share a lot of things with him, like you have more interest in. And with a sister, it's a little more complicated. It's the case with my sister. We have different interests, but we try to keep interest for ourselves. And so yeah, I wanted to talk about the family and the responsibility, and why do we have to keep this, especially after all we lived with lockdown. There were family that was stuck together and all, but at the time, yeah, I wanted to speak about this.
Yeah, I understand. And it seems like you don't you didn't want to portray the lockdown as a COVID thing. You portrayed it as a storm, a snowstorm coming in, and but it's still the same thing, They're stuck together, and they can't leave. And I suppose you chose this situation to push them further in their corners, because they are stuck together, and they need to do something to survive that lockdown together. So
yeah. I started when we filmed. There wasn't the COVID and the lockdown and everything, and I tried to think like what could stuck a family together, and at the time there wasn't the COVID and everything, so I thought about this snowstorm, because I wanted to do a film with snow for a long time. I wanted to film the snow and the mountains, so this is what I thought about. And I like the idea that they're in the storm, and everything go very violent outside, but it's in the inside, it's complicated too. There's a little storm inside too.
Yeah, so you're playing with the yeah, it's a nice atmosphere when we have a crisis inside, and outside we have a storm. Yeah, it's a nice parallel to play with, and it was effective in building up the drama, I think, in the movie. You know, the lights went down and everything. So all that is very interesting when you want to build up the, you know, the stress and you know. Yeah, so that's very interesting the way you wrote this. Did you write the story yourself?
Yeah, I wrote the whole story, yes, myself.
And then you directed it, I suppose. Okay, and this is also one of those stories that are written to be done in the same place, and therefore, you know, maybe for different considerations, you didn't want you wanted to do everything in one place.
Yeah. I wanted to. I like the idea that with the film crew, we were gonna live in the house and work in the film continually, and that's what we done. We've stayed there for 1 week, and we shot the film, and we were living in the same place. And I like the idea to we were on a trip or on the ship, and all living together on the place of work. So that was one of the idea I wanted to in the beginning of the film too.
Yeah. Among the actors, I only recognize the main character, because I think I've seen him in a few other films.
Yeah.
But the others are maybe less known. How did you choose your characters?
Well, for Antonin Schopfer, who plays the leading role, I sent him a mail to his acting agency, and at the time I was like, he's done a lot of things, so I was thinking like he wasn't going to accept this film because he has a lot of things to do. And he read the script, he called me back, and he said, listen, I don't do anymore those kind of student young filmmakers just finished school film, and he says, but I like the story and I wanted to do it with you. So that was a big deal for me to have an actor who's done a lot to be in this film. For Elisa, who plays the sister, because I wanted to work with the actors and actress on the jokes too. I wanted to have someone who comes from stand up and do shows and do theater a little. And so I searched on the internet. I've seen a lot of videos from stand up cafe and everything of people acting, comedians. And she was one of them, and she was acting a character and doing a lot of jokes. And I say, she's very funny, so she can bring this to the film. And for Florian and Eleonore, who plays the young niece, I've been posting on announce on in the internet, and I've seen a lot of people. And for Florian, at the casting, we say he's the character. He's the same. He has this very because he's very strong and everything. He has this very self control, but also he seems broken. And he has something deep and something little sad that I wanted for the character. And for Eleonore, she looked very young for her age, and she also bring this of this smart person, this smart kid who knows a lot of things. And that was one of the idea of the character. She's younger, but she knows maybe more than the main characters. So yes, she did auditions, and I saw her, and then I stopped the audition for the other actors.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, the composition is very nice. The four characters work very well together, just like you are saying. Each one has a real manner of doing things, and then between them, the connection is very strong, because they're very different, and at the same time, they are capable of creating with each other this the sparkle that we look for when we direct anyway, when we try to direct actors.
Yeah, it's because they live together too in the house for 1 week, so they got to spend time together and be like a family a little, because they live together. They are all of them have their own room, and at the dinner we all ate together, so we spoke, and it was like they lived like a family, so they created this bond very, very quick.
And then you finish with that nice scene where they're having a party and they're dancing. And did you shoot that at the end, or in terms of shooting you played with?
Yeah, it was from one of the first days. I think like we shot this on the first or second day, because one of the main problem we had is like I chose this place. It's in Le Cantal in France, in the east, in the southern east, and because it was supposed to have snow all the time, it was very, very.
It's by the Alps, or where is it?
No, it's next to, we say on Auvergne. Auvergne. It's in the middle, really in the middle.
So there is snow there, or there.
There was supposed to be snow at this time. We shot in February, and I went the house, and the guy said to me like, "Yeah, it's snow all the time in February. Don't worry at all." And when we arrived, there was no snow at all. So we were like, "How are we gonna do if it doesn't snow? We have to think of something else that was stuck together." Today, I would do a film with the COVID, and they would be stuck together because of COVID. But at the time, we didn't know. So we're thinking, how could they be stuck? So we changed all the schedule, and we filmed all the scene inside on the first days, because there was supposed to be snow. And then miracle, it snowed in like the third or fourth day, and we filmed everything outside this day. And so yeah, all the scenes inside are like we filmed it for the first 3-4 days.
So you were praying for snow, and God answered.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is one of those moments like it only happens in dreams, in miracles. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I'm glad for you.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are your plans now that you've done this movie, and then you're having other projects in mind and working on new films?
Yes, a little. I've been because during this film I wanted to. Sometimes I had the idea of the way that I was supposed to say things, and jokes, how they were supposed to say it. And sometimes I was a little frustrated, so I wanted to act. So now I'm working on a project with a friend of mine where we will act together, a comedy still. And well, this is one of my first plan. I've been doing, because I'm a really, really big fan of comedy. And so I started to think of all the way it works and everything. I've really studied like a science, and I've started doing stand-up comedy too, a little. So I've been doing this and working on a new project a little.
That's great. That's great. Well, listen, our festival is a comedy festival, and we are really eager to see some more work from people we select, because it's always nice to see how people progress in the making films, but also deepening their understanding and know-how in terms of using comedy to express their ideas in cinema. And we encourage, obviously, people to go in that direction, and hopefully you'll be able to submit in the future short or feature film if it is a comedy. And hopefully we'll be able also to bring you over this time We still don't have the means to bring over the directors, but we'd like to be able to bring them over and have them discuss among each other, you know, different works. And because we believe that we should give prime space for comedy, you know, in cinema, and we need our objective is to work towards that end, you know, showing that comedy is a real genre, very, very, very important, very, very nice, because people like comedies to in cinema. They like very much to get their stories in a comedy form. So we'd like to respond to that.
Yeah.
So
for me, it was a huge deal to be selected in a comedy festival, because he was like, I was in competition with other comedy film, and for me, it's a huge deal to be selected in such a big festival.
Well, because exactly as you say, because we believe that comedy should not be only narrowed to one kind of comedy. It can be, there are many, many kinds of comedies, and also there are films where comedy is woven with drama, where comedy becomes a tool to tell the story or part of the story, and it's in harmony with drama. I mean, we could, you know, you could be very sad a minute, and then the next minute you could be cheerful. And being able to do that shows also some kind of mastering of drama and comedy, and we'd like to show that. We want to show that, yeah, that's also one way of using comedy, very nice way, as a matter of fact, of using comedy, so that we don't get into the melodramatic atmosphere that usually when you have the drama by itself, then it's very, very melodramatic. You know, you go, and then you feel as the film evolves, you feel sadder and sadder and sadder. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why I wanted to make a drama with jokes, and like there's a lot of good film that speaks about melodramatic stuff with jokes. Like I think it's the same in life. Like sometimes in life, sad things happen to you, but you just keep doing jokes a little just to make the situation more easy. And that's what I do in my life too.
Yeah, well, good for you, and keep on making good comedies. Thank you so much for being with us, and let's stay in touch. Let's stay in touch. Good luck to your film, and good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye now. Take care.